Welcome to Koehler&Dramm's Institute of Floristry, UDesign with Ardith. Some of the tools that you can use for a little bit advanced designing, kind of going beyond that basic set. We want to talk about some different wire cutters and different things that you can use to enhance your toolbox. This is a bunch cutter, a Floral Life bunch cutter. It's sold, and there's a yellow handle and orange handles, which are wonderful because you can see them again on the table if you have any debris or find them if they drop on the floor. This comes in a little package that can be attached to your belt. Now this bunch cutter is wonderful for rubber bands, for wires, for twigs, for branches. It is not good for fresh cut flowers. So this is used on a lot of things, on packaging, but not fresh flowers. This is a smaller one, and here is a larger bunch cutter. Great tools, has a nice lock on it, a little bit larger product to cut with it, but this is not used for fresh flowers. It's only used for packaging and some branches and that type of thing. Then we go to wire cutters, and this is called a snapper, and this snapper wire cutter is wonderful. It has a really clean cut to it. In fact, this is from an electrician company is where we found these, because they cut that heavy wire and they get a nice clean cut on the heavy wire so they don't bend, they cut really well. So this is called the snapper, and it does just that. It looks like a little turtle. See, when you go like that, it looks like a little turtle's mouth. Anyway, any other kind of a wire cutter. In the basic set, there's a smaller wire cutter that is for a little bit smaller hand. If your hand's a little bit larger, my hand is a little bit larger, and so this is comfortable for me, and it cuts really heavy wire really well. So any of the wire cutters like this have a great cut to them. Then we have the needle nose pliers, and the needle nose are wonderful for cutting smaller pieces of wire and also for holding and pulling and grasping a little bit wire. It's a small tool, so it's easy to use and it's nice. It has a really good little spring in here that pulls it back and forth. This one is called a jewelry plier, and this also has a really nice cutting agent, and the difference between a needle nose plier and this one is this does not have any teeth in it, so you can grasp some of the pretty decorative wires and twist them and turn them, and you don't have to worry about them pinching or making a mark on it. Also very easy to hold, very nice and comfortable to design with. It has a little cut here, so if you want to cut a small single wire, it has a little spot there where you can cut that as well. Now, probably one of the most important tools to have when you're designing with fresh permanent botanicals or dried, any kind of a design, is when you're using the color wheel. And we have color wheels in several different sizes. This is one that will fit really well into your toolbox. It's a great tool, and you need to have something like this. You probably know what the color wheel means and how to use a color wheel. A lot of times people don't. So when you're explaining to them about the colors that go with other things, this pocket color wheel is a tool that you need to have. And the last thing is, a lot of people don't like to use gloves. I use gloves depending on what I'm doing. These are a couple of wonderful pairs of gloves. You can hold onto a rose stem with these and it doesn't go through. This one has a little softer material. This is a little more heavy duty, but they're both really nice gloves to use. And when you're designing, sometimes you like to have your hands protected depending on the product that you're using and what you're doing with it.